get your here for a second with guitars, but like, what's your normal process for? We'll stick with electric guitar first. Like, how do you normally like to record electric guitar?
It's just usually straight DI into my Black Lion.
Yeah, you like that thing?
I do.
Yeah, okay.
I used to go into my BA 1073,
Okay,
but
yeah.
then I kind of rewired some stuff so that just for vocals now, my
Right.
1070 my BA. But I like the Black Lion because it's just like a really clean DI.
Okay,
honestly.
yeah, I was curious. Like, is there a big difference between like the BAE one and the Black
I
Lion?
honestly did a shootout between them,
Yeah.
and I mean the BA sounds like maybe like 10% better. But if
Right.
I'm just looking for a clean guitar signal.
Right, then just go right.
Because
in.
I'm just gonna mess it up in the box anyway.
right.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm not looking for like these, but it is a good box. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like it gets a really clean. It does what I needed to do.
Perfect, yeah.
Just DI it right in there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And then from there, like guitars, it's funny. I haven't been doing that much guitar stuff lately. It's been
Yeah.
mostly like synth and stuff. But guitars, I have this process of it depends on the song, right? If it's
Right,
like,
of course.
if it needs like a rhythm guitar, then I'm gonna go with like the Koi Wong, stuff, or I have Guitar Rig. I've made a bunch of my own things in Guitar Rig.
Yeah.
And like it's just easy to kind of drag and drop stuff. I always say like if I want to build a tone from the ground up, I usually go to Koi Wong because it's
right.
like it's just so clean
It's
and easy.
such a great starting point.
Yeah, and if I want something they had of a preset and then tweak from there, I usually open Guitar Rig. If that makes sense.
No,
you know
that's
what I mean?
that's like the best thing about guitar Rig is that like the presets are ridiculous.
Yeah, they're really dope. Actually,
right, and it's like cool. Like I can find something in
yes,
guitar Rig.
I can just start clicking around. People are like, oh, I like that. Like, but
Yeah.
if I have something in mind, I'm like, oh, you know what it needs is this kind of guitar tone with this
Right.
kind of chorus, and then I'm like, okay, this might be a Koi Wong thing.
Yeah.
But then on top of that, if it's like more of a I don't know what to say, like auxiliary part or like weirder thing, which
Yeah.
I get really weird with my
yeah,
guitars
yeah,
a lot.
yeah, which I admire. Yeah.
Dude, I just go so deep. And sometimes I go so deep, it's like I'll save them as channel strips in Logic. It's like, I'll
Right.
never get back here. I do that with a
yeah.
lot, even with my synth and things like that. I'm like, I go so far down a rabbit hole that I'm like, I'm not going to get back here on my own again.
Is that how
I
you
just
kind
save
of
it.
like save a guitar? Like, let's say, because like, are you like me? Like, I'm a commit guy. Right? I'm committing tracks.
I like to commit pretty fast.
Yeah, because like Logic, you can't like. That's one thing I love about Pro Tools. So like, I can commit and make the track inactive, and it's always there.
Yeah,
If I
you can
need
do
it.
that in
You can do it in
Yeah, you can do it in
Logic.
Logic.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
what I do. I do
yeah.
bounce in place.
And then it's
and then
kind of
it's
hidden.
audio, and then it just like mutes the track. I just put it at the bottom of the session.
Okay.
So
Nice,
it's just
yeah.
like not even in sight. But I need if I can get back to it. I do the same thing with my keys.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'll dial it in like exactly what I want, print it, and then keep messing with it after that.
Right.
But just so I know it's there.
I know. I only keep it sometimes on like the rare cases where it's like, oh, we like sped this up or we slowed it down or like, oh,
Sure, yeah.
Especially with like VSC instruments, like, oh, we're changing the key.
Yeah,
And it's like, oh, I'd
then
rather
it's easier
reprint.
to go back in MIDI. Yeah.
Right. And like reprint the MIDI.
But
than,
that's
like,
kind of for my guitars, yeah, for rhythms and things like that.
Right.
It's pretty much one of those two
Yeah.
things. I don't have any mics or amps.
No,
that
so
I-
you're just going all. I mean, they all sound great, dude.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like a lot of times what I'm doing is a little more esoteric than just like, oh, I just want a guitar tone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a little bit stranger than that a lot of times. Or
Yeah.
not even stranger, it's just like whatever I have in my head, it's like I know I can get there with it. So I don't even have any amps or anything like that because I'm like,
Right.
I know what I need to do.
Right.
And then I'll put them in a subgroup. I'll bus process them a bit with like
Right.
compression, API, just kind of like to make sure they're really hitting, There's a Corner of Audio thing, AIP, I think it's called.
Okay.
It's really dope for guitars.
Oh,
It's
like the
really-
Plugin Alliance one?
No, it's a Corner. Do you know him?
No. Okay. Maybe
You
I'll
should
check
look him up.
Yeah,
It's
I'll check
cool.
it.
It's like a cool little company. It's AIP. It's called. It stands for something. I don't remember what it is. Amplified something processing.
Okay.
And it's this compressor EQ, and it just sounds great on like guitar subgroups. I usually use them a lot.
Okay. I
The-
gotta check that. I've
Yeah,
been really
yeah.
into like the smaller company called Purified Audio.
No, I
like
don't.
Sampura.
I don't.
He makes this. He calls it like VU compressor, but it's
Okay.
just like I don't know. You should check them out. They're making like they're smaller up and coming plugin company, but everything they make is like really good.
Okay, cool.
And like every time I like open it up, everyone's like, "What's that?" Like that looks
Really?
fun.
Yeah.
But okay, anyway, let me get back to this too. The other thing that I really loved are like hip hop, pop drums. Your drums are always fucking
dude,
hitting.
thank you.
But like, yeah, no, they sound great. So like, what's like, do you like to group them and have like a drum bus process or like, what's your normal like, go to
Drums are like if there was anything that was my thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to think I'm like pretty decent at everything, but like
Right.
drums are like the thing that I get most nerdy about. Like that's the thing I dive the deepest in because, in my opinion, the drums define what kind of song you're making.
Yes.
It does. You could put a guitar loop and you can put over a live drum loop and it sounds like indie rock. You could
Right.
put the same guitar loop over hip hop drums.
And it's a
or
different
or
song.
It's a different song.
Yeah.
It gets a completely
Absolutely.
different audience. So I go super heavy in my drums, and I'm always, at least once or twice a week, I'm getting samples. I go sample digging,
Damn.
either for loops, like drum breaks that I'm chopping up,
Yeah.
or just like go and splice and get like a new pack, or just go dig on like Reddit is great, like so good. For,
Oh,
like,
really?
Dude,
Damn,
Reddit's
okay.
like the cheat code. If you just put in like Charlie XCX drums Reddit. There's
like-
somebody out there that's either made it and or like ripped it, like you know, and it is that. It's like, oh, that is the snare I need, you know, like that. Reddit's so good for that
Okay,
stuff.
I gotta check that out.
808, same thing.
Yeah.
There's like a whole sub community of like people on there
That are just like sharing things.
that it's called like Reddit / drum kits,
Okay.
or sometimes it's Reddit / production or whatever. And there's a whole subgroup of people that are just like making packs for free and just putting it up on like mega download.
Yeah.
And it's like these kids in the bedroom, honestly.
Yeah, that's what you. Oh god, they're so good. 'Cause
Yeah,
they
they're
don't know
great,
what they're doing,
and they're either
they-
making it like I said, or they're just chopping it out and like
Yeah.
and like post processing. But whatever it is, like I have so many
cool.
packs
Yeah.
that people are like, where do you get that sound? I'm like, dude, it's like this deep dive pack.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is Splice because I love Splice, but it's
Right.
not always
Right.
just like you think the go to drum.
It's
sample
not just
is.
Oliver, okay, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not, you know? So, honestly, on my drum bus, I'm usually only using knock.
Dude, I've been hearing great things. I haven't like bought it yet, and I probably should have bought it over Black Friday.
You should get it.
Yeah,
It
that's
is.
what everyone's telling
It
me.
did replace like pretty much my home drum.
I just started using the new one by Jason Jordan over there, Jason Joshua.
Oh, yeah.
The Orion one.
I downloaded the Triver and I was messing with it and I was like, I like knock better. And I just didn't.
Damn, okay,
I don't
I gotta
know,
check it out, yeah.
but that's just my personal taste too.
I haven't used it yet, so I don't know. I'm like,
Yeah.
I've heard so many. Everyone's like, "Yo, this thing is really fucking good."
It is great. The soft clip on it's amazing.
Yeah.
And the saturator. But it's just like, other than that, I hate to be so like basic, but it really is like just my sound choices on the drums.
No, that's
It really is. I hate to sound so cliche, but it
No.
really is. I go super heavy on like drum layers,
Right.
like making sure everything's working together,
Right.
and like either like and ear candy drums. I'm super big on like ear candy, like things you don't even know that's happening, but it's really pushing
You're
the tempo
feeling
on the
it, yeah,
ups or the
yeah,
downs, whatever you
yeah.
feel it more than it is.
Yeah.
And then I group them together, put knock on it, and I just dial that into my taste.
Yeah.
And then, but it really is. But I'll spend. Anybody that's in session with me knows like the first thing we get like the main thing going,
Right.
and the first thing I do is like I will dial in drums that I think are
Are
the drums
sick.
for the day, you know,
Yeah.
and see what everybody thinks. Like, is this the vibe of what we're looking
Yeah.
for? If not, like change out the snares, change out the kick, whatever it is, you know.
Dude. I mean, that's the thing that's like I've learned from this podcast. Is like, funny enough, it's like I love asking drum questions because I feel like maybe this is how we should collaborate. Like,
Yeah.
my drums are like my weakest part of my
Oh, really?
production. It's like the thing that it's like I struggle with the most
Mm.
because like everything else, like I'm such a player at first, so
Yeah.
like top line and you know keys, guitars, and all that stuff comes so naturally. To
Right.
me.
Right.
And it's just like drums are just like so unnatural to me.
Gotcha. Yeah. I
And
think it's
so-
because maybe I played bass. I mean, I played bass in most bands, bass and
Yeah.
keys. I'm not great at either of them anymore. To be honest, with you. I'm people ask me what I play. I'm like Logic.
Yeah, it's like I'm very good
You know?
at computer.
Yeah. There was another producer on here. I forgot who it was that said that.
Oh, like
about
their instrument is like able to
Cubase. He said it about.
Cubase,
He was like,
yeah.
"Oh, it's my instrument."
Oh, Lindgren.
Yeah, Lingam, that's right.
Yeah.
And I so felt that in my heart, you know, because I'm like, yo, picked up, I'm pretty good, like whatever it is, but it's like
Yeah.
the way I'm really shine is like in Logic and making just productions and drums and like even the sound I'm getting in there sound
Yes,
dope, right? Like I get the guitars in there, I get the keys in there, and they're gonna sound
great. And then
just like weird and cool because of my producer brain, what I'm doing to them in the box. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I've learned how to like play the production more than I've tried to play.
yeah,
like,
it's
the part,
the
you know?
arrangement and everything too. Because that's the thing that it's like that's what I was alluding to before. Where it's like I talk to these other producers and I'm like, "What are you doing with drums?" Because I don't fucking know what I'm doing. And it's just it always comes down to like everyone's like. Yeah, like my drum bus is doing a little bit, but it's like it's my sound choices. It's
It
like
is.
it's the samples I'm picking, and it's and I've been doing it now more often too. Just like speaking to everyone, where it's like whenever I'm done before I finish a song, I'll always like start playing with the kick or the snare, just like one last time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Just to
yeah.
like see like okay, can I find a better sample?
Yeah.
Can I do this? Whole thing. But yeah, that's really what it is.
It is that. I
right.
mean, and like a lot of times in the hooks, I'll layer up some other snare on top of that or claps, and I'll get them offset on the grid, you know, to make it feel like flammy, you know, just like things to make each section to feel like its own part, you know, is really important.